will tip it off against Caden Wilson, and it'll go back to Feltus, and we are underway here at Hoke Williams Square Garden. Gagne underneath, Burkhart hangs in the air, can't get it, rebound. Going to be grabbed there by Rico George, and back the other way come the Cougars from the outside, coming up short with the long shot there, Lance Lee. Quickly, here comes Noah Scow into front court, averaging over 27 points a game. Step through, up off the glass, that won't go. Rebound's going to be grabbed there by Glassmeyer, and we're off to a fast start, but no scoring yet, as coming back the other way, Rico George again, and he'll have it looking for help, looking at underneath, a little give and go, nice and good, and Brady Angelo will knock down the first bucket for the Seton Catholic Cougars. Back come the Beavers, quickly in the front court. Gagne with the ball to the left side. He'll look for Scow in the corner. He'll come up underneath. Needs help. Will find Feltus in the right corner. Feltus has been feeling it lately. He hasn't scored a lot during the year. For the last couple of games, he has started to light it up. There's Preston Snyder from the side, and he'll hit the side of the backboard. And back come the Cougars.
The other thing with Will Feltus, though, is he started off the year in a big leg brace, didn't start the season playing, and now as he's worked back from that injury, he's gotten better and better and healthier as the season's gone on.
Feltus will come back into front court. Lob over to the left side, again to Snyder. Snyder will come in now, trying to feed it underneath to Burkhart. They'll fight for the ball. Get it out somehow to Scow. Hesitates. Kicks it back out to Feltus on the right wing. Still time, 8 seconds. Gagne, he'll pop a three, and good. Austin Gagne, he is just a beast. He's getting better and better as the year goes on. 3-2.
And we want to point out that we've done more Tenino games. We've covered them throughout the year, so we know their game a little bit better.
A lot better.
This is the first time seeing Seton Catholic for both of us, but we have no stake in this game.
That's true. Up off the glass, no good. Rebound. Caden Wilson will tie up with Burkhart. They'll call it a jump ball, and it'll be possession over to Seton Catholic. Well, and one of the reasons is down south they don't use the NFHS, and that's more than okay. And so there's just not a lot of opportunity to pick up Seton Catholic games for us during the regular season. Nonetheless, we'll come back the other way. Ball into the middle, Lance Lee. Shot from the outside, that'll rattle in and out for George. But Lee will get it back, fling it up, and he'll draw the foul.
That's going to be on Burkhart. His first foul of the game.
I will say if this officiating crew calls traveling like the first three crews, you're going to have a lot of angry fans, and they're just not going to call a whole lot of it unless it's really meaningful. Shot will come up and short. Second shot for Lee. On the way and up and good.
We're tied at 3.
5:22 left to go in the first. A lot of action so far, not a whole lot of scoring. Gagne thought about a long three. Instead, we'll give it up to Burkhart over in the left corner. Looking for Feltus on the right side. There's Snyder again, almost picked there by George. Instead, Scow will go baseline, and he's deadly from there. 8 foot, and down it goes.
Looked like a good closeout from George.
But Scow at 6'5" can get up and over as well. Caden Wilson, a long three, and that'll be off the side. No good. Rebound, Burkhart. He'll settle. Protect it and then get it out to Feltus. Feltus in the front court. Again over to Gagne. Long outside shot won't go. Snyder tries to hold on to it. It'll go out of bounds off of Snyder. And back it goes to Seton Catholic. So here come the Cougars. 5-3. Tenino with the lead in their home whites here. Working it to the right side. Rico George. Back out on top. Angelo over to George. George, pull up, little floater in the lane. Caden Wilson will crash it, tip it in. We're all even at 5. Back come the Beavers in the front court. Feltus trying to get it down, intercepted, and a foul going to be called. That might be number 2 on Burkhart.
That's a quick second on Burkhart. Getting up right away is going to be Cody Strawn.
Not a deep bench here for the Beavers. We'll see Cody Strawn and Jackson Gore, and generally not a lot more than that.
Might see Caden Lindholm a little bit.
Those two will first come off the bench. And back comes Seton Catholic working it inside, wide open, but unable to finish there. Angelo, but the putback by Wilson and good. And Seton Catholic will take the lead here, 7-5. Back comes Gagne and company into front court. Whirling around to the right side is Feltus over to Snyder, and there will be a foul there. That'll be a block on Angelo.
First foul on Seton Catholic.
Tyler Tran will check in, and Angelo is going to... Nope, he's not.
Glassmeyer takes a seat.
Glassmeyer will come out, telling Angelo of the change in defense there. Feltus left side over to Strawn. Cody with it in the corner to Snyder. Back out to Strawn. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it inside to Scow. Count it, and he'll go to the line for 1.
Strong move by Scow.
Foul is going to be on Tyler Tran, just off the bench. And Scow will look to give the Beavers the lead back here. 8-7 at the 3:32 mark.
And Tran goes all the way to the back corner immediately.
Scow gets it. Feltus points out. Strawn will come over and pick him up.
Tenino takes the 1-point lead.
Into the lane, stripped out of there by Feltus, but right into the hands of Rico George, and Rico will lay it up and good. We're going to have a 30-second timeout called here, I think, by Tenino. That'll be their first timeout here. 3:18 to go, it is. And a 9-8 lead here for the Seton Catholic Cougars. Hey, be sure to check out the Eli Sports Network website at elisportsnetwork.com. We have tons of coverage of the games we covered, video highlights, interviews, pictures, and stories, plus coverage of all kinds of sports from the Mariners to hydro racing and everything in between. It's 100% free, the Eli Sports Network at elisportsnetwork.com. Paul Beatty along with Tony Davila. 3:18 left to go here in the first. 9-8 Seton Catholic with a lead. Tenino with the ball.
And a slow start for Tenino so far. Still trying to find their range. Same with Seton Catholic, but it seems like Seton Catholic starting to drive the baseline and get those jumpers or the inside game going.
Well, what's not happening? The guys who normally score are scoring for Tenino. Gagne and Scow, the only two. Scow turnaround jumper in and out. But Gagne right there, so good at finding the loose ball. He has got rebound instincts for miles. Coming down into the lane, dishing off. Great feed there, and finishing that one off is Lance Lee. Back come the Beavers. Right side it goes over to Strawn. Over to Gagne. He'll line up a 3-ball. No, too hard, but get his own rebound. Attack the rack, go up. Get checked from behind. Caden Wilson with a rebound. Back comes Wilson and company. Wilson to the lane. Blocked by Scow into the hands of Preston. Wow. Caden Wilson with the foul.
And Wilson picks up his first.
Feltus will bring it and get it back to Gagne. Gagne, left side it goes over to Snyder. Back out to Gagne. Covered there by George. Inside to Snyder. To Strawn. Back to Scow. Scow got to get out of the key, and he does. Back over to Strawn. 6 seconds. Feltus. Wide open Snyder for 3 hits.
Nice
Preston
shot.
Snyder.
Preston Snyder. That's what he does. He's a spot-up 3-point shooter.
Great feed there from Feltus and Strawn. Here comes Caden Wilson trying to force it inside. That'll be picked off. Snyder will run down the loose ball. Here comes Feltus. Left side it goes. Over to Gagne. 13-11. Scow down on the baseline, turn and shoot, in and out, won't go, fight for the ball, and Rico George will grab another loose ball. Rico been around the ball all day, all night so far for the Cougars. He'll go left hand, kick it back out. Long shot outside and good. Draining it, Brady Angelo. And Angelo will give Seton Catholic the lead right back, 14-13. Back come the Beavers. Strawn wide open, three off the back iron, no good, slapped out into the hands of Angelo, and Angelo will bring it up quickly down left side. That's Tran. He'll kick it back out to Angelo. Thought about a three, thought better. Back over to Tran again. We'll go between defenders, feed it up. We'll draw the foul. That'll be Lance Lee, and he'll go to the line. Foul's going to be on Preston Snyder. 2 shots here for Lee.
Lee is 1 of 2 from the line.
48 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. 14-13, Seton Catholic with the lead. Trying to add to it is Lee. Lance, first one up and good. (15-13). Second one up and no good, and Gagne with a rebound. Here comes Feltus. Right side over to Strawn, back out to Feltus. Will does a nice job, finds Snyder wide open, and he'll lay it up and good for 2. Back the other way, Tron for 3, and Tyler will drain it from the corner. Back come the Beavers, quickly in the front court. Strawn trying to get it to Scow, and will have a travel call as he's going down. No one was around. Tried to get it to Scow, but it was too late before he pulled his foot. 18-15 with 20 seconds left to go here. They can take it down for the final shot if they so choose. Here comes Brady Angelo. He'll get it back to Rico George. Rico in the front court, left side over to Tyler. Back to George. Top of the key. 7 seconds. Long shot outside. No good. Gagne with the rebound. 3 seconds. Gagne on his horse. Up with a shot, and that'll go off the back iron. Had a good look at it. But Seton Catholic will come out with an 18-15 lead after the first quarter. A 3-point advantage for the Cougars. We'll be back with the second quarter next here on the E-Line and NFHS Sports Networks. Welcome back to Hoquiam High School, Hoquiam Square Garden. Paul Beatty along with Tony Davila here as an 18-15 lead here, Tony, for the Cougars.
Yeah, the Cougars coming out strong. Trent hitting that 3 from the corner. He's been hanging out there the last couple of times. He's head faked to a drive down the baseline. That last time he just caught, settled in, and took that 3.
All right, here comes Feltus. He'll bring it into front court. Will with it, work it to the right side. Covered by Tron, and they're going to call an offensive foul against Feltus.
And there were a couple that Feltus used that off arm to gain a little advantage there. The first time wasn't as bad. The second time he went into him.
So back the other way comes the Cougars. George with it. Angelo thought about a 3, now drives, kicks it back out to George. There's Caden Wilson. Back to George, 8 seconds. Angelo will launch a 3 and hit. Big shot by Brady Angelo.
His second made 3. He's got 8 points.
Back to come the other way, the Tenino Beavers down by 6. Biggest lead of the game for either team. Seton Catholic, Strawn with it now.
And that's going to be number 2 on Angelo. Jack Burkhart back out there. He's got 2 fouls. He's got to be careful.
Yep, Preston Snyder going to check back in, but you got to have Burkhart back out there. You can't sit him any longer and know that he's got to know that he's got 2 fouls to work with. Over it goes to Scow. Scow pull up and blocked by Wilson. Burkhart will get it out to Feltus. Scow will come back with a 3. No good. Gagne.
And that's one that Gagne can't help that he's that much taller than Trent. He was leaning on his back, though.
Yeah. That'll be his first foul. Second team foul against Tenino early here in the second quarter. Back the other way. Right at the free throw line. Up, in and out, won't go. Wilson gets it. Back up and rejected by Burkhart. Into the corner. Snyder with it. He'll get it to Gagne. Back the other way. Scow into the lane, trying to feed it to Burkhart, and that'll go out of bounds, they say.
And Lee took a shot. He's slow to get up. Ran into a hard screen. And they're going to check on Lee, see if he's okay. That might be one that he's got to go out. Nope, he shakes it off. He's good.
So here comes Rico George. In the front court. Get it to Wilson. Back to George in the corner. Tran for 3. That'll go off the top of the backboard. Wilson. Shot from the outside, no good. Gagne with a rebound. And Wilson with a foul.
And that's number 2 on Wilson. Mason Glassmeyer going to check back in for the Cougars.
So Gagne will get it back, get it into Feltus. Over to Gagne, right side, trying to get it into Burkhart. It'll be tapped out of bounds, and they say it went off of a Beaver. I think Coach Robertson wants Gagne to go to the rack.
Wants him to be more aggressive offensively. They know that Burkhart can't be the guy to be the guarder of Wilson.
Back the other way. Angelo tapped up by Burkhart. Ends up in the hands of Wilson. And Burkhart gets a silly foul here. And now he's going to have to come out of the ball game again. Strawn, that'll be number 3 on Burkhart.
This will be the first trip to the line for Caden Wilson. He's got 4 points.
First one up and good. That'll bring in Strawn, and Burkhart will go out. Wilson will hit both. And Feltus will bring it back. And an 8-point lead here for Seton Catholic.
I think it might be time for the Tenino band to learn a different free throw song as everybody hits during Jingle Bells.
Gagne with a rebound put back. He'll be fouled and go to the line for 2.
That'll be on Rico George.
Gagne to the line. This is the front end. Up and good. Gagne gets them both.
Makes the back end, missed the front one.
That's right. Gets the second one. So 23-16. Up with a little floater and good. Brady Angelo. Not only do you have to worry about Wilson, but Brady Angelo can hit from the outside and can sting you coming inside as well.
Angelo in double figures.
Gagne up with a shot, won't go. Rebound, Scow. Triple teamed, trying to get it out. Throws it in the hands of Rico George, and George will bring it back here for the Cougars. Rico on the drive, kicks it left, wide open. Angelo for three, yes! Brady Angelo, the 5'11 junior, and a timeout going to be called. A full timeout by Tenino. What a great feed out into the corner, and Angelo does not disappoint. 28-16, 4:42 to go in a half. Seton Catholic with the lead. Back after this here on the E-Line and NFHS Sports Networks.
Bolero Bowling Center in Tukwila is proud to be the host of the WIAA State Girls Bowling Championships. Bolero and our 5 bowling centers in Western Washington is the place to go for great family fun. We have open bowling and leagues, but we specialize in parties, corporate, adult, and most of all for kids from teens to toddlers. Great food and beverage selections, massive arcade, pool, shuffleboard, and bar at all of our centers. For locations, hours, and deals, go to Bolero.com and we'll see you here at the lanes.
And we are back here at Hoquiam Square Garden at Hoquiam High School. 4:42 to go in the half. 28-16, a 12-point lead here for the Seton Catholic Cougars. And they are on, what was the quarter score?
It was 18-15.
So they're on a 10-1 run here to start the third with 4:40, or the second with 4:42 left to go.
And it was that last free throw hit by Gagne to break the scoring spell for the Beavers.
Strawn with it, out on top to Gagne. Gagne got to be aggressive. It's cut off there by Rico, and Glassmeyer back in the ball game. Over in the corner to Snyder, back to Feltus. Right corner over to Strawn. Inside to Scow. Scow backs out, up with a shot, short. Gagne with a rebound, up, gets blocked, and loose ball into the hands of Lance Lee.
A lot of contact that they're letting go, that this is playoff basketball. That's what it has been.
We'll get it inside to Wilson, who tried to jam it, and Gagne said nope, and he'll foul him from behind.
That's the second foul on Gagne now. So the bigs for Tenino in foul trouble, having to deal with Caden Wilson.
Well, Gagne not yet. One more and he will be in big trouble. You go from okay, as long as you don't do it again, to big trouble if you get a third one. So he knocks down the first one to make it 29-16, trying to make it a 14-point game. And can't do it. Gagne with a rebound. Back come the Beavers, trying to get something going offensively. Strawn with the ball, taken away, still on the floor. Gets it over to Feltus. Feltus over to Scow. Scow looking for help. Down below, Snyder hesitates between, kicks it out. Strawn for three. That'll be overshot. Scow will get it. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Feltus will line up a three, and that'll be short into the hands of Strawn. Back to Feltus. Inside to Gagne. Up off the glass. Misses everything. And right now, the Beaver offense is ice, ice, baby.
Can't buy a bucket right now.
And not even close. Here comes Brady Angelo. Angelo on the drive, hangs, counted, and he'll go to the line for one.
Meanwhile, everything Angelo puts up is in. He's got 15 on his own.
Foul's going to be on Gagne. That'll be number 3 on Gagne.
I thought that was on Feltus.
Shot up and good.
Angelo hits the and one, and he's equaled the Beavers with his own scoring.
So Feltus over to Snyder.
Nobody closing out. Take the shot, Snyder. He
did.
He's a good three-point shooter.
Yeah.
If they're going to let you.
They need to take, anyone needs to take a shot right now. As Seton Catholic continues to apply the pressure, and Angelo, fall-away jumper, won't go this time. It's about the only thing that hasn't fallen for him yet. Been red hot. Back come the Beavers. Snyder with it inside. hesitates. Should go into Wilson when he leaves his feet.
And that's a strip by Lee. Quick hands by Lance Lee down below.
"15 seconds on the shot clock, 2:23 to go here. Feltus gets it out to Snyder. Snyder out to Gagne, swings it around. Feltus for three, and off the back iron, gets his own rebound. Over it goes to Strawn. "20 seconds. Gagne.
That's a lot of holding and looking for Tenino.
Strawn. Someone's got to get a shot off. And a blocking call is going to be called. There'll be 2 shots for Scow.
I think that's number 3 on Wilson. And it
That'll
is
be on Caden Wilson.
So he picks up his third.
First free throw up and good. So Tyler Tran will come in for Wilson. An exchange of about a foot of human.
That is the second made point of the quarter for Tenino.
I know. 6'4" Caden Wilson comes out for 5'5" Tyler Tran. So
and that's a generous 5'5".
But Tyler got a ton of energy and can shoot from the outside, but man, he can dish as well. We can see that already. Loose ball into the hands of Gagne.
And with Wilson on the bench, this is when Tenino's bigs need to go to work.
And that's what Gagne did exactly right there. And now we got a
bloody nose for Angelo.
Angelo's going to have to come out, and Caden Wilson's going to go back in with 3 fouls. And Coach Wilson is reminding player Wilson, you got 3 fouls. Don't get another one.
Jackson Gore's checking in. I think he's going to check in for Gagne. They don't want Gagne to pick up a 4th foul. And Gagne thinks he has 2 fouls.
Nope, he called it on Gagne. Up with a shot and good.
For Rico George, his second made bucket.
Back comes Strawn. Over to Feltus. Gore for 3 and good. Hits it. A big 3 for Jackson Gore. With 57 seconds left to go here to make it 34-23. If they could get it back to single digits, they'd be pretty happy, I think. Long shot there for Glassmeyer. That'll go in and out.
That was a nice no-look pass from George.
And a good job by Wilson of saying, oh, I better not. Loose ball into the hands. Over it goes to Scow. Lays it up and good. And that'll make it a 9-point game with 30 seconds to go. So here comes Rico George trying to take it down. And a timeout going to be called. A 30-second timeout by Coach Wilson and Seton Catholic with 19 and a half seconds left to go. And it is really important for coaches, I think, to really know who the ball is being, or who the foul is being called on. Because I don't think anyone, I think maybe the assistant coach for Tenino kind of said they're calling out on Gagne, but no one other than he, I think, knew on the bench that Gagne has 3 fouls.
Yeah, Gagne came off and was wondering, why are you pulling me out? I've only got 2. And the coaches were like, no, you've got 3. You've got to sit. We can't afford to have you pick up a 4th. But I was surprised Caden Wilson was the first one to jump up when Angelo went out.
Yeah.
And if you're Tenino,
go at him.
You got to go at him. As there's some cleanup going, and already George and Feltus are bumping at the halfway line.
So I think they had a couple of blood drops out there that they're cleaning up.
And that was Angelo. Angelo came out during that timeout and was pointing it out. He was like, I got hit in the nose at mid-court, and he was pointing out droplets as he walked down the floor.
So we'll get it into the backcourt. Rico George with 17 seconds and 14 on the shot clock. So they can't take it all the way down. Feltus loses the ball, and Gore with it. They'll get it back to Feltus, and now the Beavers can take the last shot. They're trying to get it to Snyder off his fingertips and out of bounds. And now with 4 seconds left to go.
And that was when Snyder was looking to gather before he fully caught the ball to go up with it.
George will throw up a shot, and that'll take us to the end of the first half. And a little bit of momentum going here for Tenino, but they got a big hill to climb here, I think, in the end. We'll talk more about this with the John L. Scott Realty Halftime Show. That's coming up next here on the E-Line and NFHS Sports Networks.
Hey, sports fans, are you ready to make a play for your dream home? With the hometown team by your side, you'll be the MVP of the home buying experience.
We put you in the best position to win. With varsity level experience and excellent client care, you can rest assured knowing that we will coach you to the finish line.
Whatever the case, your needs are as unique as the sports you love. We have you covered with a variety of options to fit your needs.
So don't let the competition leave you in the dust. Get the home court advantage today and contact your hometown team.
Nationally known and locally owned, Southwest Washington is home to 6 locally owned Napa stores, providing you with the best quality parts and services you need. With fast access to an inventory of over 400,000 parts, with ASE certified parts specialists ready to help, it's no wonder so many do-it-yourselfers count on Napa Auto Parts. Visit Wilson's Napa Auto Parts in Centralia, Chehalis, Rochester, Tenino, Castle Rock, and the heavy-duty and wholesale location on State Avenue in Chehalis, or go to wilsonnapa.com.
Spin Tees Screen Print and Graphics in Olympia gives you the very best printing and embroidery, perfect for teams, schools, companies, or special events. Get excellent quality, custom designs, quick turnaround, and low pricing. Count on Spin Tees for quality brands like Port Authority, Sport Tech, and District Threads. For easy ordering and results you'll love, go to spinteeprints.com or check them out on Facebook.
Bolero Bowling Center in Tukwila is proud to be the host of the WIAA State Girls Bowling Championships. Bolero and our 5 bowling centers in Western Washington is the place to go for great family fun. We have open bowling and leagues, but we specialize in parties, corporate, adult, and most of all for kids from teens to toddlers. Great food and beverage selections, massive arcade, pool, shuffleboard, and bar at all of our centers. For locations, hours, and deals, go to Bolero.com and we'll see you here at the lanes. Welcome to the John L. Scott Halftime Show. When it comes to real estate, contact the pros at John L. Scott, located at 900 West Main in Centralia. Now let's get back to the ESN crew with all the halftime stats and recaps on the Eli and NFHS Sports Networks.
And welcome back to Hoquiam Square Garden here at Hoquiam High School. Paul Beatty along with Tony Davila here on the Eli and the NFHS Sports Network. And welcome to the John L. Scott Realty Halftime Show. Get to know your home and property true value with a free market analysis from the John L. Scott professionals. John L. Scott Realty there at 900 West Main in Centralia. And Tony, Seton Catholic has shown that they can score with a ball, and it's not just Caden Wilson. I am really impressed with one Mr. Brady Angelo until he got knocked in the nose.
Yeah, and I don't see him out on the floor again.
Not yet.
But he was one that he was lighting it up. He was red hot. 16 points in that first half, 11 of them in the second quarter. At one point, he matched Tenino with their output. He had 16, and they had 16.
Yeah, he's, I think, sitting on the bench there holding his nose still, so trying to get that under control. And if he can't be in there on a regular basis. Caden Wilson has picked up 3 fouls, and so that is problematic for the Cougars. However, plenty of problems for Tenino on their side of the ledger in fouls as well.
Yeah, with Jack Burkhart and Austin Gagne, both of the bigs. Noah Scow is big. He's 6'5", but he is also more of an outside shooter wing. He's more of that guard. He can get some blocks, but he's not a bang inside rebound center. He is a wing. He is an all-out wing. So the strength of Tenino goes if either Burkhart or Gagne goes out of the game.
Oh, it does. And Scow, of course, can score, but when those two are on there, he scores a lot more because they got to be more concerned, especially with Gagne out there. But Burkhart has been, starting to step it up as well as of late, and so has Feltus. I think Will's got to get in some shots there and try to get some offense generated for Tenino. They can't wait till the last 2 minutes to score all of their points but one in a quarter. They got to come out firing. And you can tell that Seton Catholic is on tilt right now, and they're ready to go right from the first tick of the clock.
And Seton Catholic is going to get the ball to start the second half as well, but that's one that, as you said, Tenino, they just need to start a little bit faster. Feltus seemed like he was frustrated throughout that first half. He feels like he got bumped a lot, didn't get any foul calls for him, and it's just started to snowball on him that he wasn't getting those calls and was looking to be more of a distributor than an offensive force that he has been in the last few games, where I think he's hit 20 points in his last 2 games, or at least in the upper teens. And today he hasn't really tried to score even. I think he took 1 3, and other than that, he was looking to distribute.
Well, you get to the playoffs, and the officials, they don't want to be the ones that decide this generally, and they do let a lot more go. And, man, you've got to be physical, and you got to find out where that line is. But once you get there, you got to lay off a little bit to make sure you protect yourself. Let's get to the halftime numbers.
All right, let's go with Tenino first. Their leading scorer is Noah Scow with 9 points. Austin Gagne has 8, Preston Snyder has 5, and Jackson Gore has 3. 4 of 5 from the free throw line is Tenino. For the Seton Catholic Cougars, their leading scorer is Brady Angelo with 16 points. 3 points for Tyler Tran, 4 points for Rico George and Lance Lee, and 7 points for Caden Wilson. Overall, Seton Catholic is 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Wilson is 3 of 4. Lee is 2 of 4. Brady Angelo hit his only and 1 attempt. The only one to miss a free throw for Tenino is Austin Gagne. Scow's 3 for 3. Gagne's 1 for 2.
All right, real quick. Earlier today, the first game of the day was a loser-out winner to state girls game, and it was Montesano over Seton Catholic. Or that was the championship game. It was Eatonville over Elma, 50-44. Then the second game was the boys' winner to state loser out, and Montesano gets the job done, 63-54 to Elma. So both Elma boys and girls teams will not go any further. The girls' championship game went to Montesano, 41-36, and right now it's 34-25 in favor of Seton Catholic. And that'll do it for the John L. Scott halftime show. When we come back, second half action is coming up next here on the Eli and the NFHS Sports Networks.
That does it for the John L. Scott halftime show. Coming up next is second half action right here on the Eli and NFHS Sports Networks. Thorbeck's Wellness Centers are the place to go for good health. At the 3 Thorbeck's locations in Centralia, Chehalis, and South Bend, there are options for everyone, and it's all for one low-price monthly membership. Get the basics with free weights and cardio, or take advantage of specific programs like yoga and group fitness classes, all for the same membership price. As a member, you'll have access to all 3 facilities where you'll find a swimming pool, basketball court, tennis courts, multi-use turf area, and more. For more information, go to Thorbex.com.
Good health Health Nutrition Center in Centralia is your home base for nutrition. When you visit Good Health Nutrition Center, you'll find the largest selection of vitamins, supplements, and natural remedies. You may be surprised to also find a huge selection of healthy groceries such as gluten-free products, environmentally friendly products, organic fruits and vegetables, and items for specific diets like the diabetic diet. Good Health Nutrition Center, powering students and athletes from the inside out. Good Health Nutrition Center on Harrison in Centralia.
And welcome back to Hope Williams Square Garden here at Hope Williams High School. Just talking to one of the officials from the earlier game. He did the Elma Montesano game and has done these teams. And he said, Tenino getting a taste of a real physical team. He says probably the most physical team they've faced in many weeks here is Seton Catholic. How do they respond? And so, if you're going to run into this for the first time in quite some time, it's really a great place to do it in the district championship game, because really not going to change a whole lot of where you're going and what you're going to do from here on out.
Yeah, that's one that early on you try to figure out where the line is and go from there. If they're allowing a lot of bumping, they're going to allow it both ways so you can bump right back, do your thing, just don't get carried away with it.
So Burkhart and Gagne both with 3 for Tenino, 3 fouls, and Caden Wilson with 3 for the Seton Catholic Cougars.
Brady Angelo is back out there for Seton Catholic.
And he has 2 fouls. He'll hang in the air and knock it down, and Brady Angelo is terrific. Wow. Back the other way. Here come the Beavers. Gagne looking to drive in. Up over the top. Can't get it to go. Wilson with a rebound. And back come the Cougars. Can't have too many empty possessions here if you're Tenino. Can't allow them to run off and build a 15 to 20 point lead here. And here comes Angelo again. Spins into the lane, up and good.
He's got 20.
Wow. You may want to mark that one down for me. 38-25. We may pull that highlight. Scow, a little fall away jumper, and Noah will hit. Noah with 11 points, leading the Beavers. Left side, now back over to Wilson. He'll fire a 3. That's off the back iron, and rebound Burkhart. Burkhart, the ball will get tapped out.
That'll go off of Glassmeyer.
Mason gets the fingertip on it, and Feltus will take it out across the way. Here comes Feltus. Here comes Will in the front court. No pressure this time. Swinging it to the left side to Gagne. Gagne looking for Snyder. Preston. Swing it out. Back to Gagne. Austin. Picks up the double team. Back over to Scow. Scow trying to work it down in.
A lot of contact.
Yep. Back the other way. Glassmeyer wide open. He'll lay it up and good. Here comes Feltus back over to Gagne. Scow into the lane. A foul's going to be called.
And that's going to be on Glassmeyer. That's his first.
There'll be 2 shots for Scow. Scow up with the first one and good. Cut it back to an 11-point game here. They were down by 9 at the half. And hits them both. 13 points in the game here for Scow. Into the corner it goes over to Glassmeyer, and stolen by Feltus, but can't stay in bounds.
The assistant coach helped keep Feltus up there.
They'll lob it in to Angelo. Trying to trap him at midcourt. He'll get it over to Rico George. Angelo for 3. That'll be short. Snyder with a rebound. Back the other way, trying to get it down. It'll be knocked out by Wilson. It'll be Beaver ball on the baseline. Over to Scow. Scow will launch a three. In and out, won't go. Wilson with a rebound. Gagne needs to get away. You got 3 fouls. You're not going to get anything from him there.
Yeah, Burkhart went up, and as soon as he saw Wilson had it, he backed off.
Back to Wilson. Yeah, Wilson doesn't want to pick up for it. Either do Gagne or Burkhart, so they're probably going to give them all a little professional courtesy here as Glassmeyer will drain a 3.
It's 43-29. Glassmeyer with 5, all in this quarter.
Out on top, over to Snyder. Feltis will launch a 3 himself and hit, and Will can do that. He just has to have the confidence to do it, and he drains it. Pulls him back within 11, matching the threes. Seton Catholic keeping that arm's length distance.
Tyler Tran gets back up to check in for the Cougars.
Loose ball on the floor. Gagne going to go out of bounds off of Seton Catholic.
Whoa. They're going to say that's Seton Catholic ball. Seton Catholic standing out of bounds when they grabbed it. There it goes.
So.
It's right. It's a good call.
Gagne is going, what? I thought I made a good play there. I'm laying on the floor. I kicked it off one of my opponent's leg, went out of bounds. Nonetheless, the official got it right. That's all that counts. And here comes Tenino in to front court. Snyder with it. Over to Burkhart. We'll find Feltis. Tran comes out on him. Back to Snyder. Wide open. Burkhart gets up, and he'll get checked from behind. And Wilson with a rebound. Nice check there by Rico George.
And that was one that Burkhart needs to go up a little stronger with that.
And a shot from the outside by Lance Lee, and a reception there by Scow. Quickly in the front court comes Tenino. Gagne with it, and there's Lee.
That's the first foul on Lee.
Somehow that's the first foul on Lance Lee. He has done a lot of he's done a lot of blocking out there as an offensive lineman. But hey, and you keep doing it until they call you. So good for him. He finally got his first call. Now he'll probably all right. Let's see where they are now. I'd keep pushing if I'm him. Let's see if if they give me a second one, okay. But if they're going to let me do this, I'm going to keep doing it. Gagne up with a little floater from the baseline and good.
And Gagne's in double figures now. He's got 10.
And it's a 9-point game here. Right corner, Tran for 3, and just like that, they'll answer.
Second made 3 for Tyler Tran.
And he kind of gets lost out there. You forget about him, but he can hit. Feltis comes back the other way. Gagne trying to answer, and that'll roll off, won't go. Loose ball gathered in there, trying to get it up to Lee, and blocked by Scow. Scow might have helped it go in. That might have been almost an own goal there. 48-34, and a timeout going to be called, a 30-second timeout called by Seton Catholic, and they're in charge here, Tony, by 14 points. Do want to thank our locally owned Napa stores in Centralia, Chehalis, Rochester, Castle Rock, Onalaska, and Tenino. And that's where you'll find the parts you need for your home DIY projects and maintenance. Pre-order at LewisCountyNapa.com, and your parts will be waiting for you. Napa Auto Parts, more than 150 locations throughout Washington State. 3:06 left to go in the third quarter. 48-34, a 14-point lead here for Seton Catholic. Tenino trying to find some runs here, Tony. They've gotten it down to 9 a couple of times, but they can't keep up that momentum. The Cougars have done a great job of cutting it off and taking back control.
Yeah, every time it's an answer from Seton Catholic, and it's from multiple people. They have 6 made threes for Seton Catholic. 2 from Tran, 1 from Glassmeyer, and 3 from Angelo. To 4 for Tenino.
Strawn back in there. He'll get it over the right side to Feltis. Out on top to Gagne. Gagne covered by George. Spins into the lane, up over the top, and goes in.
And Gagne's got a dozen now.
How many players have scored for Seton Catholic?
6.
6 different. And what, 3, 4 for Tenino?
5 for Tenino.
Oh, okay. They've had that many. Shot from the outside. Going to be short for George. And Gagne will get it. Bring it back in. Dish down to Snyder. Snyder
trapped, goes up and gets blocked by Wilson. Ball still on the ground.
Scow will get it, and a foul's going to be called.
And that's going to go on Wilson. That's going to be on the shot. If that's on Wilson,
that will be on Wilson. That'll be number 4 on Caden Wilson.
And Scow will go to the line, shooting 2.
Scow up and good. And Caden Wilson is going to stay in there with 2:09 left to go. Scow up and hits them both. And it's a 10-point game, 48-38. And back come the Cougars.
Glassmeyer gets up to check in, next dead ball. Wilson wants it.
Yeah.
Angelo's got one more coming.
Short and loose into the hands of Strawn, who gives it immediately to Gagne. We'll get it over to Feltus, and Feltus will bring it in himself in the front court. Lost the ball, gets it over to Snyder, wide open, but he just does not have the confidence right now, Tony. Gagne does, and he'll hit it from the free throw line.
And Gagne starting to pick up the pace. He's got 8. He matched his first half points in this quarter. It's an 8-point game. Angelo.
Long 3 for Angelo, and long rebound by Rico. We'll get it over to Tran. Back over to Lance Lee, and that'll be an offensive charge on Lee.
That's number 2 on Lee.
Back comes Gagne into front court. Feltus for 3, and he hits, and will. His second 3 of the game. And it's all of a sudden a 5-point game with 29 seconds. About a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Angelo being forced out by Gagne. In the corner, Tran for 3. Nope, misses. Scow has time. 11 seconds. Scow.
And he's fouled by Glassmeyer. And that's number 5. That's the 15th foul on Seton Catholic. So Scow going to the line, shooting 2.
So Scow will go to the line.
On the line, we have Noah Scow shooting 2.
And again, Tran, every free throw runs to the back corner, trying to get lost back there.
And he has a couple times, and he's hit for 3 a couple of times, but Snyder going to go back there with him as Scow hits the front end to make it a 4-point game. Trying to make it a 1-possession game, which just a little while ago seemed impossible. And he will. That one will not pop out. He got it down far enough. And back comes Angelo trying to go, and that'll go out of bounds with 0.6 seconds left to go. They had a little more time than they thought, I think, Tony, and got a little too ahead of themselves. I think Angelo could have pulled up and gotten off a shot here, and Feltus is just going to hold on to it, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play, it is Seton Catholic 50, and the hard-charging Beavers now close the gap to 47. 4th and final next.
We love our hometown teams. With unprecedented plays, nail-biting moments, and intense atmosphere, local athletes bring the community together. To honor these athletes, Eli Sports will be naming a Taking It to the House play of the game. Stay tuned after the broadcast to see who takes it home.
Point S Centralia OK Tire is a proud sponsor of high school sports and wishes all teams good luck during the postseason. With the playoffs starting, that means the weather is changing, and that means tough driving conditions with ice, rain, and snow. Point S Centralia OK Tire invites you to stop by and have your vehicle checked so you're ready for winter driving. Studded snow tires, studless snow tires, and tire chains are in stock and ready to put on whatever you drive, and with a warranty good at over 200 locations. Point S Centralia OK Tire, 1741 Harrison Avenue in Centralia.
All right, we are back just underway here. Tenino with the ball, left side, over to Cody Strawn. Taken away there. Here comes Angelo. He'll be blocked from behind by Gagne, but there to clean it up is Rico George.
And that's why you trail the play, just in case something like that happens.
Tenino with the ball, Gagne. Back to Feltus. Driving, trying to get it out. And they'll say that's off of Tenino. And Burkhart's going to come back in here.
Strawn going to take a seat.
And George will bring it into front court.
Glassmeyer.
No good there. And right now, I think, for my taste, Seton Catholic inside is Burkhart. He'll lay it up and good.
His first points of the game.
But for my taste, for Seton Catholic, they're starting to rely too much on that outside shot. Go back inside. Just like that. Oh, and a foul's going to be called.
Burkhart had a big block there. And they're trying to say it's on Gagne. No, it's on Burkhart.
Yeah.
That's number 4 on Burkhart. Up and
Wilson
good.
will hit it up and good.
Missed it, and a rebound brought in by the Cougars.
You got to quit worrying about the stripes and making sure you take care of business out there. You can't afford to give up the rebound there. Lance Lee for 3 from the outside. No good. There's a rebound by Scow. Stopped his dribble, looking to get it to Gagne. Will get it out to Feltus instead. Feltus will get it into front court, over to Gagne, up over the top. Can't get it to go. Burkhart or Scow with a putback. Wilson with a rebound. And now the other way we go. Here comes Seton Catholic.
And they've switched and put Gagne now on Brady Angelo.
Angelo will line up a 3 and can't get it to go. Preston Snyder with a rebound for Tenino. It's a 4-point game with 5:50 to go in the ball game. Here comes Feltus. Gagne goes inside, up, and scores. A 2-point game. Austin Gagne with 18 in the ball game.
Leads the Beavers.
Only Brady Angelo has more with 22.
Scow sitting at 17.
Back out on top to Rico George. George goes left-handed. Up with a little floater. Gets his own rebound. Put back. Won't go, though. And I think it's going to be on Snyder this time.
I think so. It'll either be Snyder or Scow. And it'll be Snyder. George's first trip to the free throw line.
Rico up with a shot, no good. And they got to start making their free throws too. This has become a game. They had a. Oh, I can't.
It was 34-25 at halftime.
Yeah. And it was bigger than that before. It was like 34.
Yeah, because Tenino didn't start scoring until the last 2 minutes of the second quarter.
Yeah, well, they had a timeout going to be called, a 32nd by Tenino. They had a 14-point lead in the third quarter and gave that up. So 53-51. Both teams, both coaches dealing with foul issues. You got 4 on Caden Wilson. You have 4 on Burkhart and 3 on Gagne. Outside of that, the others, they have 2 out there. You're still okay.
Yeah, Gagne with 3, Burkhart with 4, Wilson with 4, and that's it. Everybody else has 2 or less.
2 or less. But of course, it's Wilson, Gagne, and Burkhart that are inside colliding with each other that are drawing the attention. Gagne will take it out of bounds. They've got 23 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to get it into Feltus in the backcourt, and they do. Tran out there on him. Left side, Feltus over to Gagne. Rico sets up, drops back, cuts him off, got to get him out. Scow with it. Lee, tough defense by Lee. Gagne will be short, and the reception there by Caden Wilson.
I think George got a piece of that one on the closeout.
Rico had a good game here for the Cougars. Tran, left side, cuts across. Back it goes to Angelo.
And now Scow is on Angelo. They're trying anybody they can to stop Brady Angelo.
Out it goes, 6 seconds. Here comes George. Turn and shoot, and off the mark. Rebound, Burkhart.
That was nice defense by Feltus.
A long outside shot by Scow won't go. Tapped out to Feltus. Trying to get it to Gagne.
And Gagne gets called for a foul. Gagne picks up his 4th. Coach Robertson not happy. He said that Feltus got mugged in the lane, and that's what caused the ball to squirt out.
Seton Catholic up by 2 with 3:50 to go. Lee gets inside, up off the glass, won't go. Burkhart will tap it out, couldn't grab it. It'll remain Seton Catholic ball down on the baseline, and a timeout going to be called, a full timeout by Seton Catholic with 3:43 left to go in the ball game. We'll step away for a quick 30-second break. Back after this here on the E-Line and NFHS Sports Network.
The real estate market is changing, and John L. Scott can answer your questions with a free market analysis. If you're a homeowner, it's really important to get a current market analysis. It only takes a few minutes of your time and contains valuable information about your biggest investment. This might be the year to make a move and take advantage of this market. For your free market analysis, see Laura Lee today at John L. Scott, 900 West Main in Centralia.
And we're back as the official and Coach Robertson had a extended conversation. And the calls going against the big guys. It's interesting. How does Gagne, Burkhart, and Caden Wilson, only the big guys are in foul trouble? No one else is.
And it's still kind of shocking that Lance Lee only has 2 fouls. He plays tough defense, and he's a big 2. But at the same time, when you're bumping people off the line,
they're not. He's not in the line of fire there. But that is makes it difficult for both sides here. They'll get it in to Caden Wilson. And that is not an over and back because it's a throw-in. There is no half-court, mid-court line.
It's an inbound.
It's an inbound. That's not an over and back.
And Burkhart gets called for his 5th, and Burkhart is done. Ends his night with 2 points.
So Strawn will come in. Burkhart will end. And just as we said that they weren't calling anything all day, we had a change in game plan here for the finale. Caden Wilson and Gagne, or Wilson will get inside of Gagne, and there's nothing he could do. He'll get it up over the front of the lip for the lay-in.
Yeah, that was just a good decision by Gagne. A nice business decision by Gagne.
Yeah. Ball over the right side to Strawn, trying to find Scow inside. Strawn has it taken away, gets it back over to Gagne. Gagne gets inside. Back to Feltus, 10 seconds. Underneath the Snyder, stripped away
by Angelo. Quick hands by Brady Angelo.
Yeah.
He is an impressive player. 5'11" junior guard.
They're taking it down to 10 seconds here, draining the clock. Angelo with it, right side to Tran for three, and he hits.
Third made three for Tyler Tran.
At some point, you kind of have to gamble if you're Tenino, and Tyler Tran made him pay for it. Scow with it. Over to Feltus. Up and good.
And Gagne's got 20 now.
2 minutes to go. It's still a 5-point game. Seton Catholic burning the time.
And that's one of those that you see a lot. Tenino extended a lot of energy to get back into this one. They were down by a lot. Now that they've chipped away, see if they can't get over the hump or if it was just too much.
It's really difficult to do. Here comes Angelo inside. Can't get the shot to go. Gagne comes back. Feeds it over to Scow. There's a foul on Lee. It'll be 3 shots.
That's the first foul in the fourth quarter on Seton Catholic. I don't know what anybody's mad about. 1:30 to go.
They may need to start fouling. If you never know. Can cut it to a 2-point game again. It's a 1-possession game now. .58-55 with 90 seconds left to go. Up and good.
Scow is 12 for 12 from the free throw line. He's got 20 points.
You may not want to put him to the line anymore. Tenino not in need of, they can foul. They're at 4 fouls, so they can stop the clock in a hurry. If Seton Catholic gets behind, again, not stacking up a few fouls in the fourth quarter, I think is always dangerous as Brady Angelo just drains a deep shot there. Over to Strawn, down to Preston, up off the glass. Can't get it to go. And Angelo with the foul.
And again, Snyder needs to be more confident. Go up. And Scow just told him that. You got the rebound. Go up.
Scow will get the foul and send Angelo to the line. 61-56 with 53 seconds left to go.
And this is the one place Angelo has struggled. He's 1 of 3 from the free throw line.
And now 1 of 4.
And he can't believe it. It looks like he is usually a clutch free throw shooter. He's mad at himself that he's missing them.
He's got 25 in a game and could be shooting for his 30th point here. And gets the second one, and we'll have a timeout called. Be a full timeout here. 53 seconds left to go. 62-56, a 6-point lead. Let's stay here, Tony. 6-point lead here for Seton Catholic. Do want to remind you, tomorrow things will be abuzz at the WIAA offices as all of the seating committees will be getting together. I think they still do it via online Zoom. They used to get together in person, but I think they still do it online. And the seating committees will get together, and they'll decide for 1A boys here, they'll decide seeds 1 through 16, and that's going to determine the regional matchups. And then we'll find out where the regional sites are going to be as well, hopefully by tomorrow night. And then regionals are next Friday and Saturday. No more than 2 games will be played on Friday, and then on Saturday, I think we've had as many as 8. But they like to keep it to 6, so it's not too terribly early or late for teams playing in a regional.
The ball is on the ground. They had Tenino. Everybody was out for Seton Catholic.
Snyder goes to the rack. This time lays it up and good. And a timeout called by Tenino. A full timeout. This time we will step away. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout here on the Eli and the NFHS Sports Networks.
Point S Centralia OK Tire is a proud sponsor of high school sports and wishes all teams good luck during the postseason. With the playoffs starting, that means the weather is changing, and that means tough driving conditions with ice, rain, and snow. Point S Centralia OK Tire invites you to stop by and have your vehicle checked so you're ready for winter driving. Studded snow tires, studless snow tires, and tire chains are in stock and ready to put on whatever you drive, and with a warranty good at over 200 locations. Point S Centralia OK Tire, 1741 Harrison Avenue in Centralia.
Here and back here at Oak William Square Garden. And a timeout going to be called. Nice job by Seton Catholic, recognizing that we're not going to get the ball in. And so let's go. It's only a 4-point difference here.
I think that's the last timeout for Seton Catholic.
So I think they're both done with timeouts here. And that's important. That's one thing that you want as a coach. You want to make sure your team knows not to call a timeout.
Yeah, that is one of the keys, is to know that you're not going to try it, especially now with Seton Catholic. You got to know you got 0, so you got to inbound it. You can't call a timeout. You can't take a 5-second count either. You don't want to give Tenino a chance at their own baseline.
All right, here we go.
And Snyder fouls Lee, and Lee's going to go to the line. But that's kind of good for Tenino.
And so
that's number 4 on Snyder.
Snyder's with 4. I'm not sure that's the greatest move at this time to do that. You still have 42. You're only down 4 points. If you're down a little more than that, I don't like that so much, Tony, if that was done on purpose.
No, it looks like Snyder and him were tangled up. They were jostling, and that was just one that Snyder was trying to back up. Lee went forward and tripped over him. It was a good call, because Snyder did fall and trip him.
Yeah, if it was just that, that's fine. Like I said, if it was on purpose, not sure I liked it all that much. But nonetheless, he gets 1 of 2. It's a 5-point game. Feltus whirls around. Out it goes. Back out to Scow. Scow will launch a 3. That'll be off the mark. And Caden Wilson with a big rebound. And the foul's going to be called. And that will do it, I think, for Snyder.
I think they only have him for 3. So now that's his 4th now.
Okay, now it's his 4th. But Caden Wilson will go down.
Wilson now at the line. He's 4 of 6 from the free throw line.
The freshman up and good. 64-58. Back to a 6-point difference. And yeah, when you are on the edge here like Tenino was, you've got to have everything go your way. And one of the things is not to put good free throw shooters on the line. But you got to take some chances. Understand that. Here comes Scow. Scow left side over to Gagne. Steps back. Snyder wide open for a three. Now it's off the mark. Put back up by Scow. I guess there is one more timeout left for Tenino, but with a 5-point deficit and 12 seconds, Seton Catholic is going to move on as the district champions here. And what a job here by head coach Donald Wilson and his crew.
And a great job by Caden Wilson to keep his head throughout this game. He's been playing with 4 fouls for a very long time, and kudos to him. But Tenino, they stopped going at him. They stopped going inside, and they've now trying to get their way back into it. Have been taking a lot of jumpers and a lot of three-point shots.
Take a look at 3 of their losses to Tootle Lake, Brewster, and Zilla, all 2B teams. As a 1A, you would go, oh, and that's about halfway through the season. And you go, wow, this team is, well, okay, they're okay, but they can't beat a 2B team. First of all, those are really good 2B teams. And secondly, it looks to me like this young team has really come together in the second half of the season for Seton Catholic.
With only one senior on their roster, and I don't think he's gotten in yet. He has not.
Simon Sahel, nope. And so Lance Lee will shoot 2 here. Let me get down there a little better. Up and good.
Lee with 7 points now. He's 3 of 7 from the line.
And he'll hit the second one. Back to a 7-point lead. Here comes Scow. Scow will put up a 3 and hit it, but they cannot stop the clock, and that is going to do it. And the Tenino Beavers will fall to the Seton Catholic Cougars, 67-63. A huge win for the Cougars in the Seton Catholic program. Let's get our camera over on the celebrating bunch there. And we're going to come back and talk about this. We got the trophy ceremony and the cutting down of the net still to come. We'll be back with the Alderson's Awards West Printwares postgame show next here on the Eli and NFHS Sports Networks.